Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Claude and the Banstas on this Monday evening. Glad that everyone is with us tonight. Thank you to everyone that's with us in the chat. Let's get to it. Arsenal Manic, Christopher, Brian, Stan, Barry, James, Josh, Alex, Stephen, Last Man Standing, Omar, Gooner, Adam, Brad, David, who else? Connor, Gary, Corey, Clem, Daniel, Bertrand, the intellectual investor. Thank you all very much for coming over and giving us a watch. Really appreciate it. Gio's in the house, Sedan and John. Obviously, we've got ourselves here. Diesel, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well.
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. All good. Still pissed off, if I'm honest, but yeah, I'm sure we'll touch on that in a minute.
Yeah, you in another room today, Diesel? You in another room?
Nah, it's just obviously I've got the curtains drawn. I'm next door to you, Claude. I'm at your old place, mate. I'm in your neighbours.
Oh, yeah. Give her one for me, mate, while you're there.
Oh, she's just sleeping at the moment, mate. She'll be up soon. So,
we've also got Claude tonight. Claude, how are you, mate? Hope you're well.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. I'm all right. I'm okay. Just let's fire on, as we've only got the hour tonight, so let's fire on.
Let's fire on. Also, not that it will mean anything to a lot of people, but we will be letting you know the FA Cup draw. That's live on BBC One, as I've just been told by Claude at 7:10, I think it is. So we'll be giving you the live update of that. Right, let's get straight to it, boys. First game, Saturday, was Brighton versus Liverpool. Brighton won, Liverpool won. Claude.
A lot of controversy in that game. I thought Brighton played really, really well. I thought they didn't deserve to go behind. Could have gone 2-0 down but the goal was chalked off. They got a penalty at the end, which might not have been given. The referee, but at the end of the day, I thought they deserved a draw. I think at the game, Liverpool, with all their back four, apart from who was playing? Apart from the Scottish guy, so my name's got. Anyway, they had three of their back four missing. Robertson, that's it. Three of their back four missing. So that was a bit of handicap to them, but they got. It looked like they were going to get the win, but Brighton come back at the end, got the penalty, and I thought a deserved point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diesel. Just before we do, obviously, read out the chat, Dave.
Yeah, Bernd Leno, much appreciated, mate. He's said come to apologise for that second goal yesterday. I don't actually blame you for that, mate, because I know it took a deflection, Bernd. That being said, I know you've put a super chat in, mate, and you love watching us, so I'm going to be very constructive how I say this. You need to start, you're too nice, mate. You're too much of a nice guy. You need to start opening your mouth and start commanding. Be more commanding, mate, and start barking out orders, just like Martinez done. Yeah, you do that, and we'll see some improvement, hopefully. But thank you for the super chat. That's as polite as I can be. Go on.
Now Liverpool, Brighton, Diesel.
Echo what Claude said, really, mate. I thought Brighton played really well. When I actually watched that game, the penalty, when I first saw it, I thought, no, that's not a penalty. It's very harsh. But as they say from, the letter of the law, it is. And to be totally honest, Brighton were punching way above their weight throughout the whole game. And as Claude said, the least they deserved, mate, was a point. Not many teams are going to go to Liverpool and draw and get something out of the game. They did. Sorry?
Brighton were at home.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was Everton. Yeah, sorry, Brighton were at home. Sorry, my mistake. But listen, even so, right, I'll put it another way. There's not many teams who are going to play at home to Liverpool and get something out of it. No, honestly, no. I thought they played well. And do you know what? I've got to be honest, mate. Graham Potter, right? Who, let's be honest, only got that job because of us, right? But there's not a lot of people talking about Graham Potter. I think what he's doing there, the way he's got them playing, you know, we talk about a style of play, right? They've got that. They've got that. If that man had better players, right? No disrespect. If he had better players, they'd be even higher up the table, right? So do you know what? You've got to give credit where credit's due. Fair play to him. He's getting a tune out of him. Fair play to him.
Now, look, listen, I'm going to leave the reviews down to you because, as you do know, I was very busy over the weekend. I didn't really get to see a lot of football Friday and Saturday. Only done the 2 games on Sunday afternoon, the 2 watch-alongs. So I did see the VAR incident at Liverpool. I mean, that was a ridiculous, shocking decision. But you know, it was, without watching the game, I think that's a great point for Brighton, to be honest. So well done to Brighton. And getting a point against Liverpool at the moment. I know that they've got a lot of injuries. It's still a really good job. So well done to Brighton. Let's move on to the second game. Manchester City 5, Burnley 0. Claude.
Oh, but Man City were just unbelievable. They're just. But also, I've got to say, Burnley's intensity was not there at all. And they weren't closing down properly. There was all the intensity in their game allowed Man City just to play around them, and it was an easy win. But Mahrez, hat trick, fantastic hat trick, could have been a lot more. In fact, the keeper made a couple of good saves, and they had one disallowed as well. So yeah, it could have been a lot more. So back to their best going forward. Not tested at all at the back, because Burnley just didn't turn up really. To be honest with you, once they went 1 goal down, that was it. The end. The game was over. Just gave up.
Diesel.
Yeah, I watched that game too, and it was at Man City. Let's get that right. They were at home. They were at home. I promise you, I promise you. Mate, do you know what, right? We said on the stream a few weeks ago about it would take maybe a stream or 2, right, to talk about players Arsenal could have got but didn't. And I watched Mahrez, right? Absolute class. I mean, I've always loved Mahrez. I think he's absolutely brilliant, right? And yet he's another one we could have got. He's another one who actually wanted to come to the Arsenal. You know, the way he dismantled them, the way he takes his goals, he's comfortable under pressure, you know, clinical. And you know what? He's a player who doesn't always get in the first team at Man City, but yet would walk into any other team in the Premier League. I think he's absolute class. I love Mahrez. And you know what? That game, the hat trick, every goal he got, he's brilliant. His movement is exceptional, mate. But I thought that'd be. I've got to be honest. The way Man City are playing at the moment, I thought that was going to be quite tight. I thought they'd win, but I didn't think it'd be a walk in the park. And I think we got a taste there of the Man City of old. You know, when they're on it, that's what they do. They can smash teams 5-6-0. You know, when they're on it. And I tell you something, if that's a sign of things to come, then I'll tell you something. Man City are back.
Having said that, having said all that, Burnley did allow them to play a lot. They didn't, you know, if you let Man City play, and you're going to get punished, and they did. But I think we'll have to see in the next few weeks whether they are really back when they play in the next few weeks. But
yeah,
they're showing that Guardiola's not dead after all, isn't it? I mean, a lot of people were calling for Guardiola's head before that game. So he's responded. So here we go.
Just quickly, the draw is being done now. Robbie Savage is doing it on his own. He's picking the balls out. Just quickly, going away from the Premiership, boys. Apart from Arsenal, what's the only fixture that you look for when the balls are being called out? There's only one for me. Don't know about you, Diesel and Claude.
One game I won. One game I won.
What game do you want? What game do you want to see?
Oh,
Right, so it's been
I don't want a big one early on, do you?
Sorry?
You don't want a big one early on, do you?
No. Apart from Arsenal, what two teams do you want to see drawn together?
Millwall, West Ham.
Exactly. Got to be.
Millwall, West Ham. Millwall, West Ham. Yeah.
Got to be.
That is a game I would go to. And I have been. The last time they played, I went, and I tell you what, that was absolutely naughty. But the adrenaline is unreal, mate. It's unreal. But I'd like to see that. I would like to see that at Millwall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be even better. But yeah.
Imagine that, though. Imagine that. Oh, imagine it. Imagine it at West Ham. I mean, they'd have to shut Westfield down, wouldn't they? Do you know what I mean? It's because it's right on there.
I think it'd be more naughty if it was at Millwall, though. I've got to be honest. If you've been round there, mate, you know. If you know, you know. You know them little tunnels there under the bridge. There's a lot of places there. It's whereas where West Ham are, mate. It's all cameraed up. It's all open. It's all open.
Leicester pull one back. Leicester pull one back. By the way, Harvey Barnes. 85 minutes.
Marine versus Tottenham.
You're joking.
Before we get on to that, we've got a super chat. Big up, Zane. Hope you're well, mate. I'll let you. I'm pretty sure that's aimed at you. I'll let you read that.
Listen, at the moment,
he's put a stone on Zane from last week.
There is nothing I can say at the minute, is there? So I'll take it on the chin, Zane. Thank you very much, mate. Wolves have got Crystal Palace, by the way. Sorry, what's the next game? The next game we're talking about is Everton 0, Leeds United 1. Claude.
There was a lot of action in that. Only one goal, but there was goals disallowed. Two from Everton and one from Leeds. Yeah, very tight game. I thought Leeds in the end deserved the game, deserved to win the game. Looking good under.
Sorry, Claude. Stock Walcott, West Ham. So that fixture's out the way. That ain't going to happen again. Millwall, West Ham. So sorry, Claude. Go on, mate.
Yeah, so I thought just they deserved to win in the end, but a lot of controversial. This VAR, I mean, is now getting too much for me. Too much over the weekend. Too many delays and this and that.
Oh,
but
sorry, Claude. Once Man United are at home, who are they going to get? Man United are at home to Watford.
Man United to Watford. Well, that's it. They're in the next round. Go on. Anyway, that's what I said. Leeds deserved winners. Yeah, I think Everton have had a lot of injuries as well at the moment. They're not coping with the injuries, but I think they'll come good again. But still, well-deserved win for Leeds.
Diesel.
Yeah, bit of a shock, mate. I thought Everton were going to win it. Listen, we talk about injuries. I looked at the Everton starting lineup, mate. They had a strong squad out. You know, they had their big guns out. So, to be honest, on paper, really, let's be honest, you know, you'd expect Everton to win it, but it just goes to show this league, the way it's going. I mean, look, Fulham were 2-0 up. I know Leicester have pulled one back. I mean, Christ, Fulham can't buy a goal at the moment, and yet they're 2-0 up against let's be honest, I haven't seen the team sheet for Leicester, but I would imagine, right, they've got their strong squad out. It's honestly, it's mad. It's mad, mate. It's mad.
Arsenal at home. Sorry, Diesel. Arsenal at home.
Oh.
Arsenal at home to Newcastle United.
Oh.
Arsenal at home to Newcastle. Sorry, Diesel. Sorry to stop you there, mate. Go on, mate.
No. Just thinking, bloody hell. If fans could go to games, I'd rather that had been away. Because, isn't that right, Claude? Great night out, isn't it, Newcastle?
Brilliant. No, not only Newcastle, Whitley Bay's lovely as well.
Exactly. But yeah, it's
45-year-old women in fucking short skirts. Lovely. Take
that. That's why Claude and I are going in a couple of weeks.
No, I love Newcastle. I love it. And the people there are lovely, you know. They're fantastic. It's one of my favourite places to go. And Manchester's are good as well. Manchester's nice.
Yeah. Man, I think nothing beats Newcastle for me, but Manchester's up there. That's it, Till.
Canby Island or Boreham Wood versus Millwall.
Oh, Canby Island, blimey. But
I used to go clubbing up there. I forgot the club now where it was. Years ago, mate. Canby Island.
Was it Merlin's? Not Merlin's. Was it Merlin's?
What, Canby Island?
Yeah, no, there's a club up there we went to in Canby Island. I forgot what the name was.
Bertrand, Claude, you naughty boy. See, Bertrand, I told you, mate, he ain't no saint. You think I'm bad.
But it's a long time ago, Bertrand. Long time ago, mate. I'm an old man now.
Right, let's move on, boys. West Brom 1, Sheffield United 0, Claude.
Well, you know what? Sheffield United are so unlucky at the moment. There's so many chances in that game. Created so many good chances and just it weren't going for them. That West Brom keeper was making some fantastic saves. So unlucky. It's one of the games I got well on my score. What do you call it? I've got
Kiss my score. Kiss my score, did you? You got 3 points.
Yeah. So I think they were a bit unlucky in a way, but anyway. Less than the equaliser. Sorry. I think I like to see Sheffield United get out of this because I don't think they deserve to be. They're just not having the run of luck at the moment. The next game will be big. I think they've got one of the other teams in the relegation dogfight. Oh, there's a handball there for. By the way, there could be a possible VAR check here. Oh, no. It should be handball. I look. Oh, well, never mind. Anyway, let's move on. Sorry, mate. I don't know what Diesel thought of that game.
Claude, that club you went to, was it called Kings?
That's it. There you go, Kings.
Yeah, stay going, Chaz. Yeah, Chaz knew it. Kings.
QPR at home. QPR.
Yeah, but is it still up? Is it still there, Kings?
I'm laughing, now. All the clubs are gone nowadays, mate.
Fulham.
Claude the womanizer. Claude,
yeah,
you devil.
Why do you think that happened? Is it because it was different music now, is it? Or I used to love it going clubbing.
No, club scene's dead now, mate. It's all about bars now, isn't it? It's even bars nowadays.
Aston Villa versus Liverpool.
I've been to a couple of raves, and they're quite good. I didn't think I would enjoy it, but I did enjoy it.
Never too old for some poon, Claude. Never too old for some poon. Go on, Bertrand, my brother.
Right. Let's move on to Sunday game, boys. Southampton 2, Man United 3, Claude.
Well, me, I'm running up and down, and I missed the whole game, so I can't tell you much more. Nothing about that game at all.
Man City at home. Man City at home, Claude. Man City at home. Can they get cheap? Man City are at home to Birmingham.
Oh, all the big clubs will get through. By the way, no replays in this
Cup.
FA Cup. No replays. No, I thought you from what I hear and what I've seen, what people have told me, Cavani was the man that came to the rescue. Oh, geez. Sorry. Get to the rescue. I've just got this game on. Sorry. Came to the rescue in that game because I heard people going on about Ollie at 2-0. They're wanting him out at the door. There were people tweeting, get him out, and then suddenly they pulled it out. He's become. They're calling him the Undertaker, mate. No one. I'm telling you, that man. The Undertaker.
Claude, Alex Wilden's, put a comment here, right? Claude and garage music. And I've just got this image in my head, us three and a night out in a nightclub. Now when that song come on, I don't smoke the reefer, and you got Claude just going to sing.
That's a great tune. That's a great tune.
Oh, Christ.
Pipe.
Yeah. And then you got Claude. I got 21 seconds. 21 seconds. I got 20. Oh, brilliant.
Anyway,
Southampton, Man United 3, Diesel.
Oh, sorry?
Southampton 2, Man United 3.
Yeah, called it. Nice little 3 points there, mate.
I've been
shot.
You
know what?
Shot.
That's the one. Oxide Neutrino. Yeah, I had this image in my head, mate, of Southampton. Southampton will play well. They probably even go a goal or two up. But Man United just have that knack of nicking it in the very last minute. And I've just had a feeling it was going to be a game like that. So, I'll tell you something, though. Bear in mind, their main player, Danny Ings, him being out injured, and they're still playing well, scoring goals. Fair play to him. But yeah, Ollie, it's a Solskjaer. Just when you think he's down, he pulls something out the bag. But it prolongs the inevitable. That's all it does. It prolongs it. I don't want Solskjaer to go personally. I want him to stay there. When I hear rival fans saying, "Oh, he's got," why is he still at your club? United fans, you need to sack him. No, keep him there. So yeah, if they get the odd win here and there, great. It keeps him in the job, great. You know what I mean? As long as they're not winning all the time, sweet.
No, exactly. Right, let's get on to the Chelsea 0, Tottenham 0, Claude.
What a ball fest that was, mate. I don't know what to make of it. Tottenham just parked the bus, didn't they? Completely parked the bus. But then Mourinho's come out at the end of saying that they were disappointed with the result. I don't know what Tony was saying there, but he said he was happy with the result in the end. So not happy. I mean, the players were not happy. Tony's confusing me there. What was he talking about?
Yeah,
they got Morecambe. They got Morecambe in the FA Cup.
Yeah, he's happy with it.
No, I just feel it was not one for the eye. Good to watch, was it? It wasn't really good to watch that game. It wasn't. It was a lot like the Chelsea Man United game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing really happened. Spurs defended well. They stayed there behind the ball. I think they had one or two good chances, but no. In the end, the right result, really. The draw was the right result. I mean, they'll be happy with 4 points from Man City at home and Chelsea away, won't they? And I wonder, it'd be interesting because we've got 2 partner buses next week, haven't we? It's interesting to see how that goes, mate. It could be another 0-0 next week as well, I think.
Diesel?
Yeah, oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, it was a boring game. It was a boring game, right? Especially for a neutral. But in terms of, I do agree a little bit with Kenny Ken, right, when he says this. For a purist, if you like, So I love a good defence, Tel. I still believe in that. It's important. It's a dirty part of the game, but it's an important part of the game. As a neutral, we just want to see goals. We want to see mistakes at the back. We want to see, 5-4s, 3-3s, and all that. As a neutral fan, but when you're looking at watching a game like that, two teams you didn't want to lose, the rivalry between the two managers. Let's be honest, teacher and student. Yeah, Lampard's come up against Mourinho twice. Both times he's won. There was no way Mourinho wanted Lampard to get his hat trick and keep the match ball. Do you know what I mean? So it was tight. It was tight. That neither team really gave anything away. It was more of a midfield battle. But you know what? I think they'd both be content with a point, if I'm honest. Let's be honest. If we were offered a point against either of those, hate to say it, but if we were offered a point next week against Spurs, I'd take it.
Yeah,
I would. I'm going to lie. So yeah.
Diesel, sorry, mate. We've got two people chats here. Alexandre says, hello, folks. Is Claude enjoying his new abode? You enjoying your new abode, Claude?
Yeah, it's nice. I feel more relaxed in here now. I really feel relaxed.
You look it, mate. You really do look it.
Nice.
The blind Gooner, Daniel says, good evening, lads. Hope you're all well. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that, mate. And Alan Attic. Thank you very much for becoming a new member of our YouTube family. Absolutely appreciate that, mate. Welcome to the family, mate. Brilliant of you to do that. And I think, Claude, you're doing a member stream tomorrow, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, around about 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3 o'clock tomorrow.
3 o'clock tomorrow, everyone. So look out for that. And there'll be a member stream at 3 o'clock, yeah?
Also, everyone, we're going to have Lee Gunner tomorrow. I couldn't do it today because I had other things to do. I couldn't do it today. So listen, tomorrow around about 11:30, look out for the notifications. I'll be having Lee Gunner back. Lee Gunner's back tomorrow morning. Yeah, I have plenty to say. Plenty to say.
Let's move on to obviously the biggest game of the weekend and the most controversial.
We have to.
Yeah, well, we've got to, yes. Arsenal 1, Wolverhampton 2. Cool. Let's start with yourself, young man.
I don't know what. First 5 minutes. I mean, let's go with the injuries first. I mean, I hope the boy's okay. Where's his?
He fractured his skull, didn't he?
Jimenez.
Yep. I hope he's okay. I hope he's I don't know how long. That's a nasty one, isn't it? Fracturing the skull. It's quite nasty. So I think he'll be out for a long time now, won't he? So
yeah.
But thankful to be. Could have been a lot worse, couldn't it? I suppose could have been a lot worse. I didn't understand what was going on with David Luiz. I think he should have been pulled off. I don't know what's going on with these protocols because when you see an injury like that, he should be coming off straight away, not carrying on. And the blood's still pouring down while he's playing, still pouring down on his head. And he was carrying on, and it waited till half time to replace him. I think that was really poor by us, really, to let him carry on like that. I mean, that's, you know, he was even complaining in the dressing room at half time that he couldn't head the ball. I think he should have been coming off straight away. But what does that tell you about Arteta's confidence in holding to keep Luiz on to half time, like in that condition? As for the game, I think we gave 2 silly goals away, really. Defended really poorly. We got back into the game with Gabriel, but to be honest with you, we didn't. I think Wolves absolutely from then on totally dominated the game, really. And second half, okay, was a bit more effort, but that's 3 defeats at home now, and it's not good enough. It's simply not good enough, and questions need to be asked now. You know, we've lost 3 games at home now already, and we have not even played any of the big boys at home. So, what does that tell you?
Just quickly, Daniel with a super chat saying, "Hey lads, how do I become a member?" If you just go over to our YouTube, Daniel, it should be there, a little join button just at the top of the screen. If not, I'll send it to you, mate. It's not a problem. But thank you very much for your super chat, mate. Just quickly before I come to you, Diesel, I just want to say big up to Scotty Parker. I can't hear what he's saying at the moment on his interview, but obviously getting a great win at Leicester, winning 2-1 Fulham. What a great score for that. And obviously that's not going to happen too often this year for Fulham. So, and he looks pretty happy with that. So well done, Scotty Parker. Diesel, go on, mate.
Well, there's not really much. Listen, I said to you a while back, right, that for me, I think this club's finished. And the more I watch us, I don't see it's hard because I don't like coming across as negative. I don't really like saying all of this, but unlike some, you know, we've got to start calling it how we're seeing it, right? It's just everywhere you look. Wolves started off the best, you know, the better, let's be honest. Right, from the first whistle, they looked more sharp, more energy. The injury happened, 10 minutes. That went on for. Once play resumed, again, it was all Wolves. How many times have me, you and Claude sat on this stream and said, you know what, you know, from the first whistle, we're not at it, You know, we don't think, right, whistle's gone, right, bang, lads, let's go. You know, press, high intensity, dribbling. There is nothing. We're one of those teams that sometimes we wake up in the second half. We're a 45-minute team, you know, and even then we're not that anymore. You know, it's an absolute, it's a joke, mate. It's a joke. And you know what? We've got Spurs next. We've got Burnley. I think we've got Southampton, Everton, Chelsea. On paper, the home game against Burnley is the one you'd look at and think, surely we got to win that. I'm not even sure about that. You know, and to be honest, mate, this is my criticism of the board. It's not so much about money because we've spent money, right? So anyone who says we don't spend, absolute bollocks, right? We do, yeah, facts, we do, right? My issue with the board is the lack of ambition, right? I had a good chat earlier on with Tony Rolfe, yeah. And Tony's telling me about what Roman does. Big up to Tony because I know he's in the chat. Roman's is very meticulous. Roman wants to know what's going on. Every aspect of that club, he wants to know. He's probably on the phone to Lampard twice a day. That is an owner who is ambitious, and who wants to win and will put things in place, right, to ensure that under his watch, the club is a success, right? Our board are nothing like that, yeah? Right, but then we can't blame the board every time we walk onto the pitch and play crap. Yeah, it's as simple as that, right? The players. I mean, look, we have to ask. I can't stand Bellerin. I think he's crap. I know you do. I know Claude does. Everyone in the chat room knows he's rubbish, right? We all know Ainsley Maitland-Niles is a much better right back. So again. But then you can't blame Bellerin because he doesn't pick himself. Look at the manager, right? It's the manager. He is no good, mate. I'm telling you now. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The players will dance all under him. He is crap. Rubbish. I'm sorry, right? If we was a little club like a Barnet or someone like that, I could understand using us as a test project and giving us to a rookie manager. You can't. Someone said it in the chat, right, yesterday, yeah? It's like one day he's a janitor and then you give him a job as a CEO. You know what? That's not that far from the truth, mate. That is the level still. He hasn't got a clue what he's doing. He doesn't motivate. He's not a man manager, right? He's crap. He plays Willian. Willian took the piss out of us the other week. Took the piss, right? And he's been with us 5 minutes and already he feels he can do what he wants here. And he's playing him, still playing him. He's got his favourites. He's an absolute joke. I don't want him here. And do you know what? The longer he stays here, this is us. Down, 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 down. I'm telling you now, mate. I told you before, and I've said it. The minute he come here, not good enough. I did not want an ex-Arsenal player, anyone who's got an affinity with his club, to be a manager. Right? Now, look, our fan base is more divided than it's ever been. Ever been, mate. There you go. Crap.
Look, at the moment, I totally understand where everyone's coming from. Obviously, everyone is down. They think we're out. I've already been there. Been there last year. Was there last year. 16 years ago, we challenged for the title. 16 years ago, we challenged for it. We've been going backwards ever since. 5 years ago, we was the last time in the Champions League. We have been going down as a club for years and years and years, but yet fans won't see it. Our fans won't see it. All you hear is our fans say, but we're a top four side. We're a top four side. We've got the ability to be there. Fans talk like that 16 years ago was 2 years ago. It was 16 years ago. 16 years ago. We've been trying to compete for the Premier League. 5 years ago, we was competing for the top four trophy because we was happy with that. We've been going backwards ever since. And not only have we been going backwards, our old club, from the board, from the people that's running the club, from the managers, from the players and the squad, we're going backwards. That's when I say why I hit rock bottom last year. Why I hit rock bottom because there was no.
Are we any better off, Terry? Are we any better off?
I'm not talking about Arteta. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm saying
no, because you never do. You never do talk about Arteta. Right? You asked me a question. I just spoke to you about what's happening now, right? And then it goes to you because it's your turn to talk. And straight away, you talk about the last 16 years. That's been and gone, Tell. Talk about now. Talk about what's happening now, right? With this joke of a fucking manager. He's shit.
Let me talk about now.
Game by game, you are starting to see it. I'm telling you now. Tell, don't be blinded by this man. Right?
I asked two people, right? My dad is one of them. And I asked Flo, who's in the chat, right, last night. Had a great chat with him last night. Flo, big yourself up, right? I asked two people, and they both said the same things, right? How many, if you was a manager now coming into Arsenal, right? Say Arteta gets sacked, yeah? Say he gets sacked. Say you went in, Diesel, or you, Claude, went in. How many of these players, realistically, would you want in your 11 going forward? Realistically, how many of these players would you want? Now, Flo and my dad said exactly the same thing and not the same as me. So that's three different people, right? So let's see if you two say the same thing and everyone in the chat, right? So let's start with you, Diesel. Realistically, moving forward.
You know what? That's fine. Hang on a minute. I've just seen Flo. Flo's in this chat right now, yeah? Right, Flo. The comments that you put in, Flo, in the last few streams, yeah? Right?
No, you're saying we're not talking about Arteta. He wants Arteta out. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
So what you're doing, Tel, you're deflecting it. So you're deflecting the blame. So when Arsenal win, it's an Arteta masterclass. When Arsenal lose, it's the players.
Hold up. I'm asking you, right? This is what you're doing. You're deflecting because you know what the answer's going to be. And the answer's going to be the same as what us three said. How many of these players now, if you was the manager going into Arsenal, would you realistically say you would want in your starting 11 and in this squad? Realistically, how many?
What, as it is right now, the squad?
The squad, yeah, the squad we've got right now. How many of this squad, realistically, would you want to keep as your team going forward? How many of these players? Realistically.
Right,
so the whole squad.
Well, in your starting 11, let's start with the starting 11 first. In your starting 11, right?
We don't know he doesn't even know himself what his starting 11 is.
I'm not talking about Arteta. I'm talking about a new manager coming in. If it was you. Why can't you?
It's not, we don't sell. I'm not on £6 million a year, mate. So it's not my job. Your manager, Terry, doesn't even know his best 11. If he doesn't know his best 11, how are we supposed to know his best 11?
Why can't you answer the question?
On, man. Right?
I'm asking about easy one.
Maitland Knowles, right? And right back. Tierney left back there.
Let's go about the 11 yesterday, right? Let's go back the 11 yesterday.
Flo said it here. 6 or 7. Right, 6 or 7.
Hold
up. Out of this whole squad, moving forward, right? Moving forward, let's be honest. There's only 6 or 7 players in this old squad that you would want in your team and the squad going forward. Going forward. That's the truth. That's the truth of the matter, right? You've got probably Tierney, you've got Gabriel, you've got Partey, you've probably got Saka, you've got Martinelli, and probably some people would say Aubameyang moving forward, even though that he's on a bad streak at the moment. All the other players, let's be honest, would not, if you was being honest, totally real right now, that's what I'm saying, totally real with yourself and not being, jumping on the bandwagon that he's got to go, because that's fine. If he's got to go, he's got to go. All right.
Yeah, but there are also players there that might perform better.
They might do. But Claude, right? I had a look. There's 10 players still in our squad from Arsene Wenger. There's 10 players in our squad still from Emery.
Yes, squad, Terry, squads. 8 of the players in the first 11, 8 of the players in the first 11 are Arteta's. So that defeats your argument straight away.
No, they're not, Diesel.
They're Arteta's players, mate. Fact.
When have they played?
You're talking about the squads, Terry. Talk about the team.
When have they all played, Diesel? When have they all played together? You tell me, and then I'll go back and check.
But hang on a minute, right? So now you're asking me, right? So basically, when have they played together? I asked you this question, Terry. You blame what's going on at the moment with the dross at the club, yeah? Right, but the dross isn't playing, Tel. The majority of the dross we've got, the Socrates, the Ozils, they're not playing. I've said to you numerous times, talk about the players who are playing week in, week out, yeah? Right, stop blaming this on Ozil and Socrates and Chambers and...
Right, let's talk about the players now, then, right? So, say if a new manager comes in.
So, none of these players are Arteta's then, no?
Say he gets sacked tomorrow, right? Say he gets sacked tomorrow. I want you to answer me a couple of questions, right? Just straight questions. Arteta gets sacked tomorrow. Who's your manager coming in, Diesel?
Do you know what, Tel? I'll take you over him. I'll take you over him. I'll take Rafa Benitez. Diego Simeone's my ultimate dream. Yeah?
They're not going to come.
Right.
Realistically,
Why not?
Well, why not? When we before Emery? Why didn't we get him before Emery come? Why didn't we get him before Arteta? Why didn't we get him before Lumber? Why didn't they come? They could have come. We could have gone and got them.
I just said to you at the start of the stream, still. That's what I just said. Right? Our boards, right, have a lack of ambition. Yeah? Right. That's why, right? But don't mistake that for thinking everything that's going on the pitch is down to the board, because it's not. My grievance with the board is not money, because they've spent money. My grievance with the board is they're okay to plod along, right? They're not like a Roman. They don't want the best, right? They're okay to plod, right? But that's a separate thing. What we're talking about right now is what we're seeing on that pitch, yeah? And the way these players are playing, right? And that some of these players have down tools and they're not playing under this man, right? They do not respect, hear me tell, they do not respect Arteta. Fact. Right? I said to you, he came from Man City under Pep. Is he playing any kind of football that is 1% reminiscent of Man City, of what he's learned under the great Pep? You tell me that, because I'm not seeing it.
Of course you're not seeing it in the moment. We haven't even started this season. Let's be honest, we have not started this season. But before we go on,
how can you say we've not started? We're 10 games in now.
United then? What about Sheffield United? Have they started?
Say this again. Who cares about Sheffield United? Stop deflecting away. Talk about us, still. Us.
Let's put it in perspective, right? That's what I'm saying. Alexander, I appreciate and respect your stance on Arteta, and whether even you should now come to the realisation Arteta is out of his dead period, Emery's better. Alexander, like I said, if he gets sacked, he gets sacked. If he gets sacked, he gets sacked. But the problems will all still be there no matter what manager comes in. And if people don't see that and realise that, then honestly, you've got a lot of fucking shit to come as an Arsenal fan, because I got there last year. That's what I'm saying. People will get there. People will get there.
So we're saying all this about, Flo said this, Flo said that. Look at that comment. That's what I'm saying, right? That is what I'm saying. So when you call Flo as one of your backups,
that is an opinion.
As one of your backups, right? Just remember.
As much as I love Flo, Flo knows, right? That's an opinion. That's an opinion, Diesel.
Right, so what you're saying, Tel...
Hold on, let me speak. Like, you've got an opinion, I've got an opinion, Claude's got an opinion. Someone can come in here, all this shit will still be here, They might win 3 or 4 games, and then that will be it. It will paper over the cracks until we get rid of these 7, 8, 9 players and get their own players in. How many transfer windows are you going to give a new manager? Right? Say, for instance, Simeone comes in. Yeah, say he comes in and he doesn't hit the ground running 3, 4 games without a win and things like that. How long do we give it again? Or do we say, well, he's got to have a transfer window. He's got to have a transfer window. He's got to start getting his players in. He's got to start doing this. We've got to give him time. When do you start? When do we say enough is enough and stop sacking, even if it ain't Arteta? I'm not saying Arteta. When do we say enough is enough, but we've got to start clearing out this shit that we've still got here from 5 years ago? 5 years ago. We've still got 10 players here from 5 years ago.
But the players who are playing regularly, Terry, are Arteta players, right? They're Arteta players.
They're not Arteta players. Hold up. Is Leno Arteta player? Is Tierney an Arteta player? Is Holding an Arteta player? Is Bellerin an Arteta player? Is Saka an Arteta player? Is Willock an Arteta? An Arteta player? Is Pepe an Arteta player? Is Aubameyang an Arteta player? Is Lacazette an Arteta player? Why? Do you want me to keep carrying on?
Do you know what the link is, though, with all that, Tel? Every player that you just mentioned there, guess what? They've all regressed under him. You know that? They've all regressed under him, yeah? Let me ask you a question, right?
Oh,
Hang on.
Totally right.
It was okay to question Arteta.
We've got 3 or 4 super chats, Steve. Sorry to cut in, mate. But we've just got Flo saying, Tel, it's okay to question. Of course it is. Of course it is, mate. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not Flo. It's not Flo. It's not. Trust me on that.
Alexandre saying, the problem get the team to top 4. That's only an opinion, Alex. It's an opinion.
The problem is, Terry, and this is what gets on my nerves. When Arsenal won the FA Cup, oh, fantastic! No one was complaining about the players, and we were all praising Arteta. Fine,
Arteta masterclass.
Hey,
they called it an Arteta masterclass.
No, not only that, and now when things are going wrong, it's suddenly the players are not good enough, and
nothing said about Arteta. There you go.
Arteta's got no criticism. I'm sorry, you can't have it both ways.
Listen, now you two can't sit here and say I haven't criticised Arteta, right? First of all, I don't like Bellerin. Second of all, I don't like Xhaka. Why on earth he's playing them 2 players, I don't know. I was calling for Maitland-Niles to be our right back since even under Emery. And Diesel knows that, you know what I mean? Because we both don't like bloody Bellerin. We've been calling for Ainsley Maitland-Niles for ages. Why on earth he's picking them 2 players, I don't know. Right,
and that's what we're doing. We're criticising. We're doing no more than criticising.
But when we say it, Tel, it's like we've killed someone.
Why? Jump at you and say that about
I've never heard you once mention about Willian. Right, I brought up the Willian thing. I've not heard you criticise Arteta for that. Why not? Because if it was under Emery, you, Tel, out of the 3 of us, would have been the first one, right, to have jumped on Emery's back. That's number 1. Number 2, El Neni, right? What he said, we wasn't giving 100% a while back, but we are now, right? Out of the 3 of us, let's be real, I'm the only one, right, who took insult to that. Yeah, I didn't hear like you say anything about that. Why? Sweep it under the carpet. You know why? Because it's Mikel Arteta. Tel. Any other manager, if that was Emery, oh my God, you 2 would have been up in mad, right?
Hold up. I remember.
He's the manager I've ever come across. And I'd like to know why. Even the pundits protect him. Why, Terry? What is he done? What is he done?
I remember when the players come out and said about Tierney, right? No one brings this up about Tierney under Emery, right? And then everyone's saying that Tierney, you've got to calm down in training because you're going to injure everyone. We don't want you doing things like that, right? It's all softy and nicey here. I don't remember anyone bringing that up when everyone was talking about that. And then
we did. No, we did, Tel, because we did on the stream. We did.
No, we did not.
No, we did. We brought that up. Yes, we did.
The blind Gooner said, Terry, you're saying that these players aren't good enough, but who keeps picking them week in, week out? Yes, Daniel, I totally understand what you're saying, right? And I've been saying that. Bellerin shouldn't be playing. I would sell him. I would sell Xhaka. I would sell Lacazette. I would sell all these players, right? But we can't. Our board will not let that happen. We won't be able to sell 10 players in one go. Plus, people don't want them.
Look at that. Who would we get, Tel? Look at that, right? What Tony's put in. Each and every one of them much better than what we got now. Fact.
Well, if that's the case, then why ain't they sacking him and going out and getting him then?
I just said it to you. I can't keep saying. Listen, mate. Right? The board have got no ambition, Terry. They went for the cheap option. Arteta. Listen, if we're going to go right for an ex-player, yeah, right, an ex-player, right, someone who has an affinity with Arsenal. My question to you is this: why not go for a Patrick Vieira then? More qualified. Why not go for a Thierry Henry? More qualified. And they were legends. Legends. So let me ask you that. I'll flip it on you. Why did them two get overlooked? If we're going to go down the route of an ex-player, why did them two get overlooked, who are more qualified, by the way, and we went for Arteta? Let me ask you that. You tell me.
I can answer that. I can't answer that. Me personally,
what's your view on that? What's your view? What's your opinion?
Is that I obviously the board don't like them, do they? Because otherwise they would have been back in the position of either being assistant, of being a striker for Thierry Henry. We've been calling for Tony Adams for years to come back and be a defender defender coach. But obviously they don't want that. You know, a lot of these problems, yes, I agree, which is a different stream altogether, is down to the board. We've all said that. But like I'm saying, you know, let's be honest, let's be real. Does not matter which manager comes in. They've got to build their own team, whichever manager comes in. And if no one don't agree with that, then I can't change your mind or whatever. I don't understand. I don't understand why people think that a manager could come in now and make us a top 4 side. There is so much shit that's going on in our club at the moment with the players.
What do we do? What do we do here? If we don't,
look, it's what you're saying. Right? No other manager could come in and get better out of this team. Is that what you're saying? You're saying to me, no other manager in world football, right, could come in and do better than a manager who's been managing for 5 minutes. Is that what you're telling me that?
Listen, at the moment, they probably get a buzz out of it and then get like what happens when you get a new manager in, but the shit will still be there. The shit will still happen. They've done this for 4 different managers. What? So are we saying now that Arsene Wenger, why couldn't Arsene Wenger get a tune out of them?
Oh my God! Do you know what? Arteta must be paying you, mate. I'm sorry. I can't think of anything else. It's about Arteta. It always comes back to Mikel.
Terry, I'm going to ask you something. Terry, I'm going to ask you something. Yeah, mate. This continues, right? And so we lose another couple of games.
Yeah.
Will your position change on this, or will you just let it go and then?
This season, it won't.
I bet if we end up
Terry would have him here for life if he could, mate. No, of course not.
If we end up mid-table, right, go out of Europa League, will you stick by this guy and say, let's give him another year then?
What I would personally do is what I've said before, is that I think it's going to be a very, very bumpy ride this season, no matter if a new manager comes in, right? Until we get rid of 6 or 7 players and a manager comes in, we give him time to build his own team, that's when we will start challenging again. That is my own opinion.
Yeah, but the problem is, right, have you got the trust in this guy to get the right players, the new players in? Because let me tell you something, say in the summer.
Yeah.
And then next season with the new players, it doesn't start improving. How long do we give? How long do you give? I mean, how long do you give? And then what the problem is, this is where my problem is. And I had this with the Emery thing, because he wasn't getting the tune out of the players in the end and they were taking the piss out of him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If we'd have kept him on and on and on and on, we could be in a far worse position. Right? Yep. If we keep this guy on and it gets worse and worse, no one's going to recover the situation. So, you know, it's a balancing act to know where we go on this. I'm saying if we don't qualify for the Champions League or at all next year, I say it's time. His time's up. I can't be doing this another season of Europa League football and this and that. I can't be one. I've had enough patience. Patience is worn out now, mate. of all this.
But Claude, that's what I'm saying. Even if another manager comes in, we are not going to get top 4. We're not going to get.
But at least we know someone's going to try and get us there.
So you're saying that nobody's trying now? Everyone's giving up. That's what I'm saying. Everyone's give up, and that's it. We're just.
What are you seeing, Till? What are you seeing then? Listen, look at the comments in the chat room, right? We can't all be wrong, Terry. I'm sorry. Come on, mate. We can't all be wrong. Right? I'm struggling to find one person who's actually trying to support Arteta and is enjoying what they're seeing in the chat room. We can't all be wrong, Terry.
What can I say? What can I say?
Mate, you wake up and think, this man, he ain't the one, mate. He ain't the one. I'm not saying another.
If he ain't the one and he gets sacked, that's what I'm saying. I will support the next manager, and I will give him time. I will give him time because he needs time to get rid of these players. We are going to be in this well, it depends. It depends how many managers we're going to go through, Diesel and Claude. How many managers we're going to go through before they can build their own team.
Terry, listen, Steve, right. Steve Cotgrove, mate, great point. And it's exactly what I asked Terry, right, the other week, yeah? Right? If Arteta was number 2 to Sean Dyche, look, we'll use your example, Steve. If he was number 2 to David Moyes, would anyone have wanted Mikel Arteta? Let's be totally honest.
You can't say that.
You can't say that. Why not? Why can't I say that?
What do you mean, why can't you say that?
What's the main reason, Till, people wanted Mikel Arteta? Why did you want him? What's the main reason you wanted him? Be honest.
Listen, you know why? Because I've told you before. I hit rock bottom last year. I wanted someone to come in, and I'm willing to.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that, Till. Yeah, why him? Why him? My question, why him?
I'm willing to give him 2 or 3 transfer windows to get his players in to change.
Terry, tell.
If you're going to ask me the question, let me
say
it.
You're not answering it, Terry. You're not answering it, right? You wanted Arteta, right, before he got the job, right?
Yes.
So why did you want him? Right? Forget that you hit rock bottom. Right? We all know that. Why did you want, not a new manager, why did you want him?
Because I can see what he can do at Man City, what he was doing at Man City. He went there, he's worked under a great coach. That is not going to, you know what I mean? You can't just go there and not do that. All the players at Man City were praising Arteta, saying what he can do on the pitch, what he does. Sterling himself come out and said, nothing to do with Pep. It was Arteta that's made me the player I am here, right? Other players were saying the same thing. Right?
He didn't say that, Till. Come on, let's be honest.
Don't forget, these players are world class. We was all saying that the sun was shining out of Sterling's arse last year. Let's be honest. And the year before, he's not doing it at the moment. But now we're asking him to do it with people like Xhaka and Mustafi and fucking Socrates and Kozniak and bloody, Willian and all these other ones. Do you know what I mean? That's just what we're asking him to do at the moment. Once he gets his team in, like you got your Gabriel, like you got your Partey, who haven't played with each other yet. Played twice. He's got them players in. They played twice with each other.
So then how did Emery get to 5th with a worse squad then?
What do you mean with a worse squad? What do you mean with a worse squad?
He had a worse squad.
Right.
He had a worse squad.
He had
you can't deny that.
He had Koscielny, he had Ramsey. We had quite a good starting 11. Right? And they was flying at the moment. West Ham are 1-0 up, by the way. Just scored 2 minutes in against Aston Villa.
Right.
Listen, I'm not here to convince anyone. Right? I can't convince nobody. This is just my opinion. I can't sack Arteta. I'm not the one who's saying, you know what I mean, you've got to convince to sack Arteta. It's not me. It's just my opinion. People still wanted Unai Emery to stay. Look how bad we was doing under him. And they wanted to give him another transfer window. Where would we have been? We might have been in the top 4. We might have been in the bottom 3. We don't know. But people were willing to give him more time. He had 3 windows already. Arteta's had 1. He's had one, and the players that he's bought still ain't had a chance to even play in his squad yet.
As Anthony said, it's his third one coming up, mate.
No, the first one was in January. He just come. He didn't buy anyone. He couldn't buy anyone. He was told that when he come. We was all told that.
Terry, some managers have managed to turn around a team after one window. Why does this man need 3 or 4?
We're not allowed to talk about some managers. When I bring up a manager or something like that, it's like, no, don't worry about some managers. It's about Arsenal.
All right. Forget the other managers, right? Forget the other managers. Why does Arteta...
I've got to go off. I've got to go off because I've got to prepare for another show. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I've got to tune out and all. So
take care, everyone.
We can carry this on again. There's, you know what I mean. There's not. Don't forget, we're in trouble at the moment. Do you know what I mean? But it's just my opinion at the end of the day. Don't forget. You know what I mean? I'm not. You know.
Let's all rumble on and on. Let's all rumble on and on. We'll see what happens. We've got a big game on Sunday. Let's hope we can bounce back on Sunday. Well, let's pray. Let us pray anyway. Yeah. Finish off because I've got to go. Tell you. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, no, that's fine, mate. Have a good show. Yeah.
All right. Take care, everyone. See you all tomorrow. League Gunner in the morning. Don't forget, 11:30 in the morning. League Gunner. That should be fun.
And don't forget the member stream at what 3 o'clock? Oh, he's gone. He's gone, just like that. I think it's 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock.
I've actually, it's been hard, but I've actually found someone in the chat, mate, who says you're speaking sense. Craig, you do, big up.
Thank you very much. At the end of the day, like I said, you know, we can sack him now, but really, honestly, I do believe that we won't get an elite manager in. Not everyone wants. So then we're going to be in a worse situation that we're in at the moment. Let's be honest. Because we're in a really bad run. We haven't started at the moment. These players ain't playing. They haven't played for under 4 different managers. And then we're expecting a new manager to come in, probably someone. I don't think that we're going to, you know, if we do, then I'll hold my hands up again. If they go out and get a bloody great manager, you never know that. You know what I mean? But going by past experiences with this board, it's not going to happen.
But what it is, Tom, right? Listen, right? There is no God-given right, yeah. That if we get in an elite manager, right? There's no God-given right that we're going to suddenly, you know, win the league and you know, dominate. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to you is, right? When you look at the board, yeah, and the club in general, right? What you do by by spending a bit of money, and let's be honest, Tom, we spend very well in terms of salaries, wages, etc. We do. Arsenal have always been like that, right?
Yeah.
What you do, Tel, by Arteta's getting, you know, 6 million a year, right? Chuck another 5-6 million on top of that, yeah, 4 or 5 million, and getting a top, you know, a proper top manager, right? Yeah. You don't have a God-given right, yeah. Nothing is set in stone, but what you do is you give yourself the best possible chance, right, of hitting those heights. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you still don't, you don't, Tell. But do you know what? I look at Tottenham. Fans love Poch. They loved him, Spurs fans, right? He took him to that level, could never get him above. Now, Mourinho's only been there. He hasn't been there long, right? But the statement of intent by Spurs, what do you want? 15 million? Not a problem. Paid. There you go. Now come in and sort us out. Arsenal need to show that same statement of intent, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Pay the money. A top boss will always demand a lot of money, Tell. It is expensive. But, you know what I mean? You get what you pay for. That's you know, you get what you pay for, yeah?
It's okay demanding it, but will they get it? I don't think they will. That's the difference. And that's probably why these people won't come. This is what I'm saying. It's probably why they won't come. The managers are probably saying, look, I don't mind coming and managing the team, but you tell me now how much I've got to spend in this window, and this window, so that I can sort this shit out. And you know what Arsenal's like? At the moment, every single bloody transfer window, we've got no money, apparently. So if they've got no money and they don't know what they're going to be dealing with, how can they sort this shit out? Until people realise that, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Listen, we've got a couple of super chats and then I really do need to shoot off, mate.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah. Gio, big up yourself, mate. Gazidis was never the problem. It was Wenger. Bit of both, if I'm honest with you, mate. Go on, tell.
That's right. And the blind Gooner said, Terry, players have just come out into the club and they're regressing under him already. I mean, what players are you talking about, Daniel? Gabriel, I think it's been.
Right, you've named one, but he was good. He was decent when he got here, mate.
Partey come in and he looked good in the first game. The second game he got injured halfway through, so you can't really say anything about Partey. Mari's had one game and he's got injured and he's been out. Cedric, I've not even, Cedric's one of them.
Lacazette, Aubameyang, Saka.
Lacazette, what do you mean?
Tierney, I think Tierney's got worse.
He said the players that have just come in.
Players that have just come into the club.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on about players who. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I was going to say to you, big up to just seen Turkish in the chat. Big up to yourself, Turkish. Come on, sometime, mate. If you're still watching, right, I'd like to get you on. That'd be interesting, actually, yeah, because I know obviously your thoughts on the board, but also, yeah, that'd be a good chat to have, mate. Big up yourself. Hope you're well. Subscribe to Turkish's channel, top bloke. I watch him. Speaks a lot of sense. Big up yourself, Turkish, mate. Tell, I know you got to go to work.
Yeah, I've got a couple of things I need to do just beforehand, so I need to get sorted out, mate. But yeah, no, thanks everyone for coming in. Really appreciate it. Listen, even if you don't agree with me, which I know 95% of you don't, listen, I love having a banter and a chat. This is what it's all about. All different opinions. Do you know what I mean? So good luck to you. Listen, if he gets sacked, he gets sacked. I can't do nothing about it. Am I still backing him? Yes, I am. I am still backing him. I still would like him to get through January, get the transfer window, hopefully get a good couple of players in, and then see what he can do with Martinelli back, Partey back, Gabriel back, another 2 players, and then see where we can go from there. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if he gets sacked, we'll all move on. We'll all move on. Hopefully we get a new manager if that's the case. And then we see what happens. If he does wonders, which I don't think they will do with the players that we've got, because they need to build their own team. Any manager does. Unless you go to someone like Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool at the moment, got fantastic squads. So all you need to do is go there and get a couple of players that you actually like. The foundations are already there. There's nothing here at the moment for Arsenal. But, there you go. What can I say?
Hang on a minute. You was the one who's talking about we've now got a spine, Terry. We got a spine. So you can't have it.
Diesel, they haven't played yet. Come on, 2 games, mate.
Be that as it may, you still said we've now got a spine. So we have got a basis, yeah? We've got a base now, haven't we?
Once they start playing, then yeah. Gabriel, let's be honest, is doing brilliant. He's probably our best player. Our best player. That player that we've wanted for 14 years, but no one went and got him. But the manager that we want to sack, the one that did go and get him, unfortunately, you want him sacked. So let's sack him and see what happens. We've had it for 16 years. So it doesn't matter, does it? Let's hope we don't keep going backwards, because that's the way we're going at the moment. But anyway, thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate it. Speak to you all soon. And don't forget, I think Lee Gunner's here in the morning, Claude was saying, and then 3 o'clock tomorrow for the member stream for all the members. Diesel, any last words, mate?
Arteta out.
There you go. Speak to you all soon.
Cheers, guys.